instead of me telling you what you should do with your YouTube channel, I'm just going to tell you what worked for me and how my first year on YouTube went, plus how much I made. Starting a YouTube channel is really scary, but exciting. And all of our journeys are different. It's certainly not something I ever saw myself doing, but I have come to really love the process. I certainly had some things going in my favor when I got started, but I also had some things not so much in my favor that I will tell you about. I think the biggest thing that helped my channel is that I had interesting content, and not because of anything that I did, but I had a really severe, unique accident, medical journey, and recovery where I was internally decapitated, and lots of people were curious about that. So right out of the gate, I had people's attention, but I had no idea what I was doing. I have had to learn everything from creating the content, how to do talking head videos, audio, editing, thumbnails, lighting, all of those things. I started completely from scratch with no idea what I was doing. When I started my channel, I was unemployed because of my accident. I lost my job. So I did have the time to invest and really spend quality time learning and creating. And a lot of new creators, they're just doing it as a hobby or on the side. They can't leave a full-time job to start a YouTube channel. So I did have that going for me, that I had the time to really put into it. But having a medical background as a paramedic, I literally knew nothing about starting a YouTube channel. I got monetized fast. I got monetized within 2 weeks of starting my channel. While that was super exciting, the downside of that is that I had to learn on the fly with a larger audience watching me. Most people don't blow up quickly, so by the time their first year is over, they've got a lot of practice and they've invested the time and really curated their craft. Whereas when you start out strong, while it's an advantage, it's also a disadvantage because, like I said, you're having to learn on the fly with people watching, and that can be a little bit stressful. But it is also motivating to keep going and to get better. As far as equipment goes, that is all going to depend on your budget. And when I first started, I had a GoPro and a phone, and that was it. And the first video I did, which still has the most views on my channel, by the way, the editing is not great. The audio is absolutely terrible. The music is too loud. Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. And when you read through the comments on that video, there's a lot of comments telling me that the audio is bad, but it was my first video. So all those people got to watch me make mistakes. But on the flip side, those people, the ones that came back, have also got to see me get better with time. I have been through quite a bit of equipment on this journey, but I didn't have a lot of money to invest in things, but I just bought things here and there. Fortunately, I had a little bit of money saved up before I got started, so I was able to get a few things that I needed, but the rest of the stuff I've just acquired over the course of a year. You don't have to go out and buy everything at once because, like I said, you've got to learn. So I'm going to go over all the equipment that I'm using for this video that you're watching right now. You don't have to start with this. Start with what you have and with what you can afford. Learn how to take video, learn how to edit, and then as your skills get better, then you can start investing in equipment as you have the funds for it. I am using a Sony ZV-1F vlogging camera. When I started my channel, I watched a lot of other YouTubers and what they used. I watched a lot of reviews. I think media is a really great place to start. When you start your YouTube channel, they cover everything from equipment to editing, lighting, audio, all of those things. I really learned a lot from them, and I saw a video where they recommended this camera. The only downside that I have found with this camera is that it doesn't have image stabilization. So one time I took the camera outside and I was trying to record a talking head video, and I had it just on a handheld mount and recorded the video, and when I went to do the editing, the video was so shaky. It was all over the place and it looked terrible. And that's when I learned this camera is perfect for what I need as long as it's on a tripod and it's still. I do not use this camera for B-roll footage. For B-roll footage, I use my iPhone or a GoPro. So if you're going to be using your camera for moving around and talking, I believe the ZV-1, which is a little bit more expensive, it does have image stabilization, but GoPros have amazing image stabilization. So for any of the vlogs that I do where we are camping or outside or whatever, I use GoPro for that. The Sony just for these talking head videos. The microphone that I'm using in this video is a Samson Q2U. It is a USB and an XLR microphone. So I just recently started using the XLR, but until you get an audio mixer, you can use it USB. It just plugs into your computer. When I finally got my audio mixer, which I will go over, and now I use this microphone as with the XLR, I noticed a huge improvement in the audio quality. This microphone runs you about $60, and I'm very happy with the way it sounds. And that brings me to my audio mixer. This is the Rode Vocaster 2. I have been super happy with it. It's super user friendly, lots of great tutorials and reviews on YouTube, and I feel like the combination of this microphone, that audio mixer, and my Sony camera have really set a solid foundation for any kind of commentary I want to do, or podcast, or interviewing people, or anything like that. Next is the lighting I use. What a difference good lighting makes. Holy crap. The combination of the Sony ZV-1F along with my studio lights. The way my skin looks now is a combination of this soft diffuse lighting and the Sony ZV-1F. There are no filters in this video to make my skin look better. That's just the equipment, and I'm really happy with the result. Honestly, I wish my skin just looks like this all the time. That would be amazing, but it doesn't. It's lighting, and apparently the Sony ZV-1F is good for the skin. Who knew? It also has good autofocus. I like that. It follows your eye, and I really like that. Next up, I wanted to mention, although I'm not using them in this video, I use them anytime we want to do some talking in an outdoors area or anything like that. But these Movo lavalier microphones were kind of pricey, but I have been really happy with them. The sound quality is great. The distance is great. It very much made a big difference when me or my husband was talking while we were filming with the GoPro, and can't say enough good things about that. From music to thumbnails to SEO, there are several things that I pay subscriptions for to help me with my channel. Up first is where I get my royalty-free music. That is a website called Artlist. When I was doing the research for this video, I forgot how much it was, and I'm thinking about looking into Epidemic Sound. I have never used it. The whole time I have been using Artlist, but I got the plan that's $360. I'm a little bit embarrassed to say that, but if you just want music and sound effects, it's much cheaper. I got to a place where I wanted to start incorporating some stock video for B-roll, and it's really great to have that when you need it. If there's like a specific shot that you want to get that you can't film yourself, it's great for that. But I don't think I use that enough to justify that. So I'm probably going to look into Epidemic Sound just to do some comparison, because that seems like a lot of money. Next is a browser extension called TubeBuddy. I think I heard about this from a vidIQ video, but TubeBuddy helps you narrow down your titles, figure out your keywords. It helps you with SEO, which is search engine optimization. Whole video all on its own. But TubeBuddy is great at helping me with keywords, how I rank in search, and things of that nature. It's $57.60 per year for the license that I have, which is the Pro license. Opus Clip is an AI tool a lot of creators use to turn their long form content into short term content that they can then push out to their other social medias or YouTube shorts. The way it works is you just go to the website, you put the link into your video, and it takes 15-ish minutes or so, and it will break down several shorts and it will rank them from best to worst, and it'll tell you what's good and bad about the clip. You can go in and change the text and edit it and fine tune it and then share it to your other social media. I pay $19 a month, and it's been beneficial when I had like a video podcast that I wanted to make reels or shorts out of for TikTok. It saved so much time doing that. The video that you are watching now was edited using Final Cut Pro. It was a bigger purchase. It was $300, but I did not start with Final Cut Pro. I started with iMovie, which comes completely free on your Mac. iMovie can do a lot, and there is a creator, Michael Kinney. I will put his information in a card right here. It will also be in the description. He makes amazing content where he has lots of iMovie tutorials. I learned so much watching his tutorials. It is a great place to start, and I did not upgrade to Final Cut Pro until I started getting better and I started realizing there were things I wanted to do that I couldn't do in iMovie. But there's also a little cheat for that, which I will tell you about, so maybe you can put off upgrading a little bit longer if you're trying to save some money. So that leads me into Canva. Canva is $119 a year for a pro license, which is what I have, and it has been worth every penny for me. I use Canva more than anything. I use it for all of my thumbnails, any kind of media that I want to put out on my social media. I have used it to make intros and outros. I used Canva to make this. If you pay for Canva and you keep iMovie, using those two together, you can kind of cheat the limitations of iMovie a little bit without getting too technical and too far off of this video. You can make little video clips and graphics and stuff like that in Canva that you can then download with a transparent background and transfer over to iMovie. And because iMovie only lets you have like 2 layers. So if you want like your talking head video with a graphic and text and all these other things, iMovie won't do that. But you can make that in Canva, download it with a transparent background, and then upload all of that together into iMovie, and there you go. Have already mentioned these 3 creators, but these channels are the channels that I watch the most, that I got the most value from, and that is Michael Kinney's channel, where he does tons of fantastic iMovie tutorials. Think Media, I've already mentioned, covers everything from equipment to lighting to audio to how to talk to the camera, just so much good information there. vidIQ is along those same lines. They tend to do more content about how to understand the algorithm, how to understand all of your analytics, and all of those things. So over the past year since I've had this channel, I feel like there were some things that I did the right way, but I also messed up and made mistakes along the way that hurt my channel. What hurt my channel the most, when I had about 8,500 subscribers, I put out a couple of videos where I was talking a little bit about religion and politics. That is something that interests me. I enjoy talking about it. I didn't make a video where I was bashing anybody or anything like that, but people are just so divided right now, and it's hard to talk about those things without people getting upset. And so I put out a video where I was showing support for LGBTQIA plus community among some other things, and I lost like 200 subscribers over that. And at first I just chalked it up to my right audience will find me. I'm still a new creator and I'm still figuring things out, and I did leave them up for a while, but I did unlist them not long ago just because it was hurting my channel. And although I meant everything that I said in those videos, I want to run a successful channel eventually, and that wasn't conducive to that at that moment. Those videos will probably come back sometime, but we'll see. The other thing about my channel that hurts me is that my content is a little all over the place. I have videos where I talk about the things that I went through being in ICU for so long. I do camping vlogs and talking head videos, and I've recently started doing crochet videos. So everything I watch tells me that I should niche down and that my channel is too broad, or like I should start another channel for crochet content and things like that. But I have to weigh the pros and cons of. I might be more successful if I would only make certain kinds of content, but when I started this channel, my goal was not to turn it into a career. My goal was to tell a story, and it just kind of grew from there. So for right now, I'm going to keep making content that makes me happy, and we're just going to keep reevaluating. Some of the things that I feel like really helped my channel is that I set a goal that every video I put out, I was going to improve from the last one somehow, whether that was me talking on camera or in the editing process. I really worked hard to improve from video to video, and I think that I have done that, and I'm really proud of that. I've worked really hard at learning all of these things. For somebody with a medical background and no technical abilities, editing, none of that was familiar to me, and I've had to learn all of that in a year. You also have to remember too, if you consume so much content and that's all you're doing is consuming to learn, you're not going to put out any content. So you've got to consume and learn, but you've also got to practice and create content. And I had a goal that every video I did, I wanted it to be a little bit better than the last one. It didn't have to be perfect. It's not gonna be perfect because I'm not a professional. But if you go back and look at my older videos and compare it to this one, you'll see that I've improved. The other thing that I think helps my channel is that I'm not acting. I have an outline as a script, but I've tried to write a script and it did not go well because I'm not an actor. It didn't come across as authentic, and so I threw that out the window, and now I just make little outlines so I don't forget something, and I just talk. I talk to the camera like you and I are sitting down having a cup of coffee, like we've known each other our whole lives, and that has worked for my channel. It's really resonated with my subscribers, and that's the only way that I can do YouTube. Like I said, I'm not an actor. I'm not a professional anything. So I just have to be myself and talk to you guys like you're a friend, and you either like the content or you find someone else that is more your vibe. The most important thing to me on my channel is authenticity. I have been brutally honest. I have been very transparent, and authenticity is a big deal to me. It's why you have not not seen any brand deals on this channel. I've negotiated several times and ended up not doing it, because if I have a sponsorship or anything in a YouTube video that I'm promoting, it's going to be because I want to, because I like the product. I'm not an actor, so it has to be real or it's not going to work for my channel. Speaking of brand deals, another reason that you haven't seen me do any is because all of the emails that I get, generally all these brands just want to give you a free product in return for you to do like a 3 to 5 minute video. And no, I am not doing that. That is a lot of work. For somebody who does this for a living, a quick 3 to 5 minute video may not be a big deal, but editing is so time consuming. The filming is the fastest part. For every 5 minutes of video that you see, there's a couple hours of editing that went into that. Maybe, I mean, that's not true for every video, but it's a lot of work. I don't know about you, but I'm not working for free, especially for a product that I don't need or want. It's just not going to happen. So it's either going to help my pocket and be an income stream, or it's not going to get done on this channel. I think that social media is oversaturated with influencers, and so you don't know who to trust. You see a random YouTube video or TikTok or whatever, and they're promoting something. But I think the reason a lot of these brands get away with not paying and only giving like a $20 product is because there's so many influencers that want the attention or want to say that they're working with a brand, and so it kind of cheapens the work of other creators, so to speak. I hope that made sense. But for some people, they may enjoy doing that. Me, it's not really worth my time to do those. I would rather produce quality content that is authentic, that resonates with my viewers. I have learned so much over this past year. I have learned that I love creating content. I never in a million years thought that that would be me, but I found that I like to tell a story. I like being in control of the story that I want to tell, from the writing to the filming. The editing is all from me, and it's really neat to have an idea or a story you want to tell, work at it and edit it and then post it. And then when you get good feedback on it, or you really make a connection with people, it's such a great feeling, and I have really come to love it. And I'm really excited to see what the next year is like with my channel. For someone like me who had a really horrible accident and lost my job and found myself with so much time on my hands, this has been a fantastic outlet and hobby for me, and now an income stream. I'm not rolling in the dough right now, but at the end, I will tell you how much I made in my first year on YouTube. When starting your channel, it's good to watch a bunch of different creators. Find creators whose content resonates with you, and don't just stick to that one creator. Watch multiple, and you will learn their editing styles and aspects of their content that you like, aspects that you don't, and then you can use what you learn when creating your own content. Just don't get stuck only consuming the content and not creating the content. The single most important advice that I can give you when it comes to editing your videos is that viewers don't like silence. When you are editing, you want to cut out periods of silence. Unless it's intentional, silence can be intentionally used, but viewers get distracted so easily, and you want to keep their attention. And to do that, you have to be interesting, but you also need to edit in a way where the cadence is continuous, because otherwise they're going to get bored. And that's especially true for somebody like me, because I have a Southern accent, so I talk slower anyways, which is super annoying. But every time I try to talk faster, you can't understand what I'm saying, and it's super annoying. I'm annoyed with myself, to be honest with you. So I try to compensate for that in my editing, which includes cutting out pauses so that there's a flow and a cadence, and hopefully people are less likely to click away, because otherwise they're going to be bored to death. The biggest thing that surprised me about YouTube is the community. Somewhere along the way, a community started being formed on this channel, and I talked to so many amazing people, some of them across the world, and I never expected to have this sense of community that I have here on this YouTube channel. That was really surprising to me and is really rewarding to connect with so many different people on a personal level. I am so appreciative of my subscribers for watching my content, and a lot of them have been here from the very first video I ever put out, and so they've watched each video and they've been along this journey as my editing gets better or I get more comfortable in front of the camera. I really value their feedback, and they will tell me in the comments or send me a DM or whatever, and those are some of my favorite comments when somebody tells me that my editing has gotten better or I'm better on camera or something like that. It's a little confidence boost and motivation to keep going. Last thing I wanted to talk about before I tell you how much I made my first year on YouTube is the mental health aspects of being a content creator. The internet is the wild, wild west. People can be brutal. Social media can be a great thing or it can be super toxic. And if you are prone to depression or if haters really get you down, might not be the best idea to start a YouTube channel without maybe talking to a therapist. I actually talked to my therapist before I started because I had just been through something traumatic. I mean, I was internally decapitated, okay? And there came a time where I wanted to start the YouTube channel, and I went to her and I told her my reasons, what I was hoping to get out of it and all of those things. And she said, I think it would be a good idea. And she was right. It has been a great thing for me, but you have to be secure enough that someone being hateful to you is not going to harm you mentally. You have to be accepting of yourself, the way you look, how much you weigh, your ideologies. You just really have to do a lot of self-reflection. You need a good support system. I talked with my entire family before I started this, just because I'm the kind of person, I feel like as long as I have the support of my family, I don't care about what the rest of the world thinks. But I did just want to touch on that because it can be difficult. My mood can change from day to day. I may get a comment on this video that is absolutely horrible, and I may be in a little bit of an argumentative mood that day and want to be a butthole to that person. Or it may be a day where I just don't have time to deal with it and don't care, and I completely ignore it. All of the professionals say to ignore trolls and hate comments, but that's hard sometimes. And you're going to get them no matter what you do, no matter how nice you are, no matter what you look like, what you weigh. You're going to have haters. You're going to have people that just don't like you, and they're going to let you know. And you've got to learn how to not let that get you down. One thing I do like about YouTube, when you block somebody, it's actually kind of funny. They can still see all of your content and they can comment on it, but you won't see their comment and nobody else will see their comments. They'll leave a mean comment and think that they're going to get to you, when in reality, you won't see that comment and neither will anybody else. So it's kind of funny because they don't know that they're blocked, and so they'll just tap away and think they've really done something there. Now, now for what you've really been waiting for. In my first year here on YouTube, after getting monetized in only 2 weeks, I have made a total of $4,098.26 as of the filming of this video. Now, you may be saying, well, that's not a lot of money, and you would be right. It's not a lot of money, but it's better than zero. And when I started, I was making zero because I lost my job. And that number is not profit, because I have every penny that I have made on YouTube has gone back into equipment, subscriptions, and all of those things have been used to make my channel better. And based on the Reddit threads that I've read, that's something to really be proud of, because most content creators on YouTube do not get monetized that quickly, and some of them take years before they can start earning money on YouTube. So I'm super proud that I was monetized so quickly, and I hope that I can continue to put out content that really resonates with people. I hope to connect with people, inspire people, tell stories. I just hope to have a good time, and I wake up every day excited because I don't have a job, but this makes me feel like a job. I treat it like a job, and it's very fulfilling and has been really good for me on my recovery after my accident. And not to get too morbid, but another reason that I started this was to document myself, really, because I've got some health issues. I'm a high risk, and I guess I just have a fear now of dying. I wanted myself to exist here on YouTube so that if something happens and I'm not here anymore, then it's a comfort to my husband and my kids that they can just get on this channel and see videos of me and remember me, and this is the Christy that they know, and that is comforting for me. So that was another part of my motivation and why I'm so transparent and authentic, because it's also to leave a memory for my family. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value out of it. Please let me know in the comments, did this help you at all? Where are you at on your YouTube journey? I would love to hear from other creators if this helped you. When I first started, I watched so many of these videos from other creators to compare myself with and help guide me, and I find it really interesting to just look at number of subscribers and where that creator is on their journey. So please take a minute, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. I wish you all the best of luck with your YouTube channel, and may the odds be ever in your favor.